Arakan Army now holds the key to stopping Myanmar's junta military. The ongoing civil war in Myanmar, ignited by the military coup in February 2021, continues to devastate the country, creating a complex web of insurgent groups, shifting alliances, and a populace caught between devastating violence and a fractured national identity. Amidst this chaos, the Arakan Army, AA, a group originally founded to advocate for the rights of the ethnic Rakhine people, now holds a unique and pivotal position on the battlefield. With its military dominance in Rakhine state and strategic autonomy, the AA has emerged as one of the most consequential actors in Myanmar's civil war, holding the potential to tilt the balance of power in favor of anti-junta forces. The Arakan Army's rise to prominence has significantly altered the dynamic of the conflict, comprising an estimated 30,000 battle-hardened soldiers under the leadership of the charismatic Tuan Marat Naing. The AA is now a formidable force that operates independently of both the State Administration Council, SAC regime, and other ethnic armed groups in Myanmar. This independence gives the AA a unique strategic autonomy, making its decisions in the coming months critical in determining the future trajectory of the war. Since the outbreak of intense hostilities in November 2023, the AA has systematically ejected SAC forces from nearly the entire Rakhine state. This success is part of a broader campaign involving various ethnic insurgent groups, such as the Kokang and Taang armies, which have managed to gain significant ground in the north and central regions of the country. With control over Rakhine's western coastline, the AA now faces the tough question of whether to continue focusing on consolidating control over this strategic region or to open up a new front in the east, closer to Myanmar's heartland. The strategic importance of Rakhine State. Rakhine State, located on Myanmar's western coastline along the Bay of Bengal, has long been a site of ethnic tension and military conflict. The region is home to the Rakhine ethnic group, which has historically faced marginalization by Myanmar's central government, particularly under military rule. The AA, as the military wing of a resurgent Rakhine nationalist movement, has made it its mission to secure autonomy for Rakhine people and, more broadly, to resist the central government's dominance. As of 2024, the AA has effectively liberated most of Rakhine, with key targets like Sitwe, the state capital, and Kyaukpyu, a coastal town that houses a crucial Chinese-backed deep-sea port, still under dispute. The AA's ability to control these regions, particularly Kyaukpyu, would deal a significant blow to the SAC's war efforts, which are financially supported by revenues from natural gas fields offshore from Rakhine and the pipelines that run through the region, extending all the way to China. Kyaukpyu is an especially critical node for China's Belt and Road Initiative, as the port is part of a strategic infrastructure project linking the landlocked Yunnan province to the Bay of Bengal. Therefore, the AA's ability to disrupt Chinese investments in this area could have significant geopolitical repercussions. However, while military logic may suggest that the AA should focus on these coastal strongholds, the challenges involved in attacking fortified locations like Sitwe and Kyaukpyu are substantial. Both cities are defended by well-armed military garrisons, and any attempt to capture them would expose the AA to heavy casualties and logistical challenges, especially with limited access to supplies and reinforcements. The risk of prolonged urban warfare and potential destruction of critical infrastructure further complicates the decision, expanding the front to the east. Given the substantial risks associated with trying to capture these coastal cities, the AA leadership may instead opt to shift its focus to the eastern front. The Arakan Yoma mountain range, which separates Rakhine from Myanmar's central heartland, offers a potential strategic advantage for the AA. Advancing along this front would not only allow the AA to capitalize on the strategic geography of the region, but also put pressure on key military-industrial sites operated by the SAC. By targeting industrial and agricultural hubs in the Ayeyarwady River Valley and the Delta region, the AA could cripple vital military resources that are essential to the SAC's ongoing war efforts. Crucial transportation routes, military installations, and logistical supply lines running through the central regions of Myanmar are vulnerable to guerrilla warfare tactics, and the AA has already begun to make inroads along this front in 2024. An offensive along the Eastern Front would also allow the AA to collaborate more effectively with allied forces, including the Chin and Bamar PDFs, who operate under the AA's command. The sheer length of the Eastern Front, stretching from Magwe in the north to the Delta in the south, gives the AA multiple avenues of approach, increasing the likelihood of confusing the SAC's military response and creating opportunities for deep penetration into regime-controlled territory. A geopolitical game-changer. The strategic decisions made by the Arakan Army will have far-reaching political implications, not only for Myanmar, but also for its international backers and neighbors. The AA's advances, particularly along the Eastern Front, would further undermine the SAC's ability to consolidate control over Myanmar. A link-up between AA forces and groups such as the Karen National Liberation Army, KNLA, which operates along the Situng Valley, could decisively split the country and render the SAC's notion of a heartland fortress obsolete. From a geopolitical standpoint, the AA's growing influence could have significant ramifications for China, which has thrown its support behind the SAC regime. Beijing's investments in Myanmar's infrastructure, including the Kyaukphyu port and other economic zones, are at risk if the AA continues to disrupt these projects. China has tried and failed to broker peace deals between the SAC and various ethnic insurgent groups, including the AA's allies in northern Myanmar. The growing independence of the AA from both the SAC and external influence, particularly Chinese influence, could signal the collapse of China's vision for Myanmar as a stable partner in its Belt and Road Initiative. Furthermore, India's position could be impacted as well, particularly in the context of the northeastern insurgent groups like the KCP-PLA and UNLF. These groups, traditionally supported by Myanmar's military as part of broader regional strategies, may find themselves without a foothold in the country if the AA continues to expand its influence and push for greater autonomy in Rakhine. The AA's commitment to fighting the SAC is incompatible with the existence of groups that align with the junta, which may result in a shift in allegiances among insurgent forces in Myanmar's border regions. A critical juncture for Myanmar's future. The next few months will be crucial for the future of Myanmar's civil war. The AA, with its control over key territories and strategic position, holds the potential to become a kingmaker in Myanmar's conflict. While the AA's leadership has long expressed its commitment to securing Rakhine's independence, there is a growing awareness within the organization that its role extends far beyond the liberation of Rakhine alone. As Tuan Mrat Naing has emphasized, the AA must take a holistic view of the situation, considering the broader context of Myanmar's struggle for freedom. As military operations intensify across multiple fronts, the AA's decisions regarding whether to focus on the coastal regions of Rakhine or expand into the heartland will determine the future of the struggle against Myanmar's military junta. If the AA succeeds in its eastern campaign, it will not only weaken the SAC's strategic position, but also position itself as the central force in the fight for a post-junta Myanmar. In conclusion, the Arakan Army's next moves will be crucial in shaping the fate of Myanmar. By maintaining its strategic autonomy and pushing forward with its campaign, the AA has the potential to deal a decisive blow to the SAC's military regime. Whether the AA continues to focus on Rakhine or expands its efforts into central Myanmar, its role as a key player in the conflict will only continue to grow. This makes the AA, now more than ever, the force that holds the key to Myanmar's future. For more updates on this topic, subscribe to Zalingam Media.